Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. I'm going to ask you to allow me to spend a moment with you to share some very significant and very important information with you for the benefit of you. I am going to share a story with you you've heard many times in various forms, fashions, ways, and outcomes. I'm going to share this one with you. I'm sitting in a park, and it's a beautiful park. Nothing special, just grass on the ground, some bushes here and there, some trees, a bench, obviously, and a blue sky with a lot of clouds, Sirius, I might call, and a great big sun in my eyes with rays that's shining down here as I bring these words to you. This earth that we live on was created by a power we can't see and we can't touch and we can't feel. Why am I talking to you about this? I want to tell you about something you have failed to understand, and deep down inside you think you do. We didn't have anything to do with the makings of this earth. In fact, we didn't have anything to do with the making and the existence of humankind upon this earth. Like we had nothing to do with the trees, the grass. We had nothing to do with us. We are created. We are as the trees. We are as the grass, given different functions for different purposes and different reasons. In order to survive here and remain here in the form and fashion for which we have been designed, it is required that we have certain substances that would be essential, absolutely necessary for survival. And that would include, but not limited to, food, clothing, shelter, education, health care. These things are utmost important to every human being that lives on the face of the earth, for indeed every human being that lives on the face of the earth are made from the same substance that each are made of, requiring the same substances that each require. Made in different forms and in different shapes and many differences for the purposes for which we were created. It was prepared that we could have survival here by making sure that each of us knew that we require these substances to survive. Each of us knowing that, with search within ourselves of all the possible things that we can do, the one that we love best, and engage that within the process of creating an abundance of all those substances, goods and services that are required, that we would never ever suffer a lack thereof, wherein we would have peace among ourselves, prosperity and freedom, joy of life, fulfillment of our dreams, our needs, our wants, and desires met at our demand. That power set it up to work that way, recognizing that we are here not to just be here, but to play a part in creation. And so all of the other resources necessary that men can access and express themselves based upon that which has been given them has also been planted here and there. Some above, some on, some in, some seen, some not. But that we be an expression of the power that we can't see, bringing from our minds to that which we can see, a life. Something happened, ladies and gentlemen. They try to say it happened back in the beginning, and it did. It is the same thing that happened today. Nature that loves us, nature that prepares for us to keep it, teaching us. For those that can tune in and hear it, my friend, is this, my dear. A deception. You know anything about deception? I know about deception. I've been deceived many times. I was deceived to believe that natives were animals. So much so that I was afraid to even be in their presence. If I knew I was going to be, I'd find another way. And if I find myself amongst them, just the education caused me to tremble. Yes, I was taught that. I was taught to be afraid of Africa. Yes, the thought of ever finding myself in Africa was a curse. I was taught to love that which hated me. I was taught to love white people. Yeah, I was taught all these things. But living has taught me something as well. And living has taught me that there is one power. I can't see it. I can't touch it. I can't feel it. But I know what? The evidence of it is right here because it's living in me. And because it lives in me, I have the ability to do all things that the superpower has given me to do. But the deception says that you can't see the power. The power has been made called man. And man has, by virtue of this power, found a way, to say it shortly, to do all the things that man has done, whether we consider it good or not. The lying, the cheating, the stealing, the killing, the racism, the hatred, the bigotry, the homelessness, the hunger, the sick. Yes, my friends, it exists because of the deception. See, the deception is necessary to provide for the great deceiver. And the truth of the matter of it is this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the hard apple to bite. That all over the globe we have people, and each of us think that we are unique in every way. But we're not. Many ways we're not unique. We are all the same. And that is when it comes to the truth. All that we do on this earth in these days and in these times, whether we consider it good or whether we consider it bad, it is under the influence of the deception. The deception lives, and we live within the deception, and we give life to the deception. That includes from one end of the spectrum to the other. That means from as far worldly as you can get to as far holy as you think you are. It's all within the realm of the deception. You see, when something is not deceived, it is known because it resists. It resists. No matter It resists. It cannot give in. It resists. So this world that we're living in is really a reflection of hell. It is a reflection of all the degrees of deception that we have bought into. I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, we are all victims, but we all have the opportunity. We have put our trust in man. The George Floyd episode was a message from nature to the world about the systems of the world. It happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, within the United States of America, but it is a reflection of the kind of conduct that happens all over the world. That's what happens in hell. The kinds of things that are implemented within the world and has been since until was expressed, it was given to us through the expression of Donald Trump as President of the United States. For those of you who are not as committed to evil as Donald Trump, you see the evil in him. You see the evil in the power that moves him and how the people are dragged by that power. That's the way it all began. And there are those who are not caught on as much, and there are those who are caught on to that even less. For example, we have the Republicans who can't stand Donald Trump. If you hear them on social media, they're talking against Donald Trump so much, letting the world know the pain and suffering of Donald Trump. But how much are they willing to concede of themselves? No, they say they are Republicans. And why are they Republicans? Because they're different than Democrats. And why are they different than Democrats? Because they believe in something that's different than what Democrats believe in. And yet they are all humankind having the right, the God-given right to experience heaven right here on earth. But why not? Because we are all living within the sphere of deception. Living in deception. So I say to you, my brothers who are like me, white people, even those who speak to you and laugh and skin and grin with you, don't really care for you. They put up with you. They put up with you like those of you who don't like animals put up with them. You can do without them, and mostly you'd like to do without them, but if they happen to be around, you'll put up with them. That's the way white people feel about black people. But don't get angry with them. I know not to. Why? Because they were taught this. And what you are taught, you hear me speaking this language? I was taught this language. I might say parlez-vous français, but am I going to go further than that? No. Why? I wasn't taught that. I was taught this. And so what we have been taught is what we are. So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, my purpose here today is to tell you that you're in the situation. And the power that's in me say you can break this situation. If you will wake up, you can break this situation and live as though you are in paradise by the power of the sweetness of the almighty power that is responsible for all the sweetness that exists in even your imagination. But you gotta stop this Donald Trump stuff. This Donald Trump stuff that starts here in America, but sweeps all over the earth. It is by love we must move. I'm asking everybody to start loving. And what do you think I mean when I say start loving? Rewind the video and listen to it again. You'll get it. And if you as brothers and sisters cannot come together, if you cannot come together, there's one tool I want those of you who are really oppressed, those of you who are abused the most, to remember this. You are not alone. You're still being watched over. There's a power that cares for you. And you better believe it, because it gives its life for your life. And what it says is this: the enemy, the bold enemy, the force, the main force behind this system of evil is the threat to kill and kill. That's why they don't want to get rid of guns. That's why they all want guns. And that's why they all trying to start stuff, because they want to get rid of something that they have to just put up with. They don't want to put up with you any longer. Remember this: you don't have to pick up a gun, because to kill, each of you know you have the right to defend yourself. But to kill, to me, is the lowest level you can go. To take another life of an individual, a God creature. You say, well, I found a reason to justify it. Then you don't have to justify it to me. If it's justified between you and the powers of existence, that's all that matters. But I want you to know that you don't have to sit back and be ignorant and accept it. The way you defeat your enemy in this, and I want to say it again, the way you defeat your enemy in this, that he or she might want to turn into a battle or war, is remember what is important to them. It's definitely not you. And it's really not their own lives. They will die to kill you. But it is what it is. And what did they say it is? You remember in Tulsa? You remember back in Black Wall Street? If you don't know anything about it, check it out. They went down there and they expressed themselves. They expressed that which was most important to them, was everything that was important to the people there, their property and their lives. But these representations of the spirit did it both, the life and the property. But here again, since they don't mind giving up life, they will give up the property. They'll give it up only if they can't do anything to stop it. And so this must always be your threat to them. They must know that they can come out, you're not going to try to stop them. Every white man or every person that hates people of color and everybody else can get every gun you want and get ready. All assemble yourselves and come to kill us, because we are not going to bend to hate. We're not going to bend to lying and cheating and stealing and killing, robbing our brothers just so we can pretend like we getting somewhere while somebody else is working all of the heaven out of us for create a bigger and bigger hell. That time is come and gone. So bring it on. And as they walk and march toward you, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, people of color, remember one thing. It's the match. The match. What is important to them? Their property, everything. What happened when they attacked Iraq? What happens when you look at MAGA? What happens when you see these places where wars have just been devastating everything? You're glad you're not there. Well, they must know that their property, which means everything to them, means nothing to us under these conditions. And so if you want to just take our lives, that's your prerogative. But we're going up in smoke. And at the end of the day, where do each of us go who remain? Will we need one another? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand, I'm not advocating war. I'm not advocating hate. All I'm saying is this: I've been living in this world a long time, and all I see is hate. The reason that I constantly see hate, because I also parallel seeing love. And love my friend, just cannot stand hate. And so this is why I'm telling you these things. I'm saying to you, know that, I know you didn't want to hear me talk this long, but let me say this. Know that the Constitution, the president, and all of these are systems of government in the past that have been designed to control and manipulate you. But you are the power. You are the one who set the ramifications. You are the one who installs persons to carry your wishes, to carry your desires through. Not asking us to accept the crap that they have been teaching, but that's what hell is all about. You become the boss. And know that what you are advocating is beautiful when the rest of the community is with it. And if they're not, understand that there has got to be some communication, because it can't go forward if it's causing pain and suffering to anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to thank you so very much for giving me this your time, and I'm going to leave it there. Until next time, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.